Hi, my name's Jane Nepper. I'm from South Alabama, and this is my friend Jana Trueb. We met through the IDF Foundation, and we like to share our story. I attended an IDF conference in Birmingham, Alabama, and through the IDF family, I was asked to become a volunteer. I became that volunteer and was asked to contact this lady who had just found out her daughter was CVID positive, and I contacted her by phone. We spoke on the phone several different occasions. From that point on, we became very close friends over the phone, over the internet, and we finally got to meet each other in person for the first time in North Carolina at an IDF conference, and that was a very special moment for us.
Yeah, we didn't let each other go. So when Jane and I spoke, her daughter's doctor, was willing to listen to, we were having problems here, and willing to listen to our story and look at Olivia's labs, things like that. And her doctor happened to have done a fellowship or residency with a doctor in Seattle. So we were able to connect with the doctor in Seattle, and that basically saved Olivia's life, because as we were going through everything, it was hurting Olivia more than helping Olivia. So we were able to connect with a perfect doctor and everything like that, and then because of that, pretty much have a sister from another mister, and I don't know where I'd be without her. That I can text her in the middle of the night.
And we are 2 hours time difference, so when those texts comes at 1 a.m., there's no overlooking. I'll pick it up, and I know she'll do the same for me.
Hello. The girls.
Our daughters are 17 and 16. Holly is my child, and she was diagnosed at the age of 8 and a half. She had recurrent infections. We never could find an answer. We finally pushed as a family and had an immunologist in Birmingham, Alabama, take a look at our child, and we discovered that she had CVID, and we started the infusions, and for 3 years she felt like she was alone. She felt like she had no one her age, no one with anything in common. And so through the IDF family, we found that connection across the country in Oregon, and her name is Olivia.
And Olivia was diagnosed when she was 9, sick all of her life, came out of the blue. Thought that she had cystic fibrosis, but went to a pulmonologist, found out otherwise, and we felt like we were alone. And when Kathy at IDF sent us this family, it saved us. And to listen to Olivia and Holly talk for that first time, it made my heart sing, because it was like, I'm getting goosebumps, it was like a normal kid being normal and talking about the Jonas Brothers and R5 came a little bit later. It was the Jonas Brothers and animals, and we had goats, she had cows, and there was, even though there were so many miles difference, they were just the same. They talked about school and what they were doing at school. They talked about everything, and even with Holly's accent, we got through some really simple questions and really hard questions, and it was great to have them chat all the time with each other, and they were there for each other, and they never ever felt alone again, because they always have each other. They're sisters. Oh,
Just like we feel like we are.
Hi, I'm Holly Napper. I'm 17, and I was diagnosed with CVID when I was 8.
I'm Olivia Trueb. I'm from Oregon. I have CVID, and I was diagnosed when I was 10. 9. When I was 9. When I was diagnosed, the first thing my mom did was she went on to Google, of course, and she looked up like what it was to be immune deficient and came up with the IDF. And then where she contacted them, and they contacted Jane, and because they thought that it would, since Holly's close to my age, that we could kind of help each other through our diagnoses. And and so since then we've really been just chatting over Facebook, letters, Twitter.
Sending each other gifts.
Yeah, sending each other gifts. Just
Instagram.
Not really Instagram. Skype. We over Skype,
Yes.
and pretty much any kind of social networking.
We're very alike. We like the same band. Our favorite band now is R5.
Far.
Yeah, by far. Our parents get annoyed because we like blare their music and talk about them all the time to each other. And we love animals. We're in 4-H, so we do that a lot.
Yeah, she shows cows, and I used to show pygmy goats and chickens.
And she's an artist. She draws a bunch and enters it.
Yeah, in fair.
And she's really good.
And you like art?
Yeah. I draw doodles sometimes.
You're in the band.
I'm in the marching band. I play flute and oboe, piccolo.
I'm trying to play instruments.
Yeah. But you both have older sisters?
Yeah, we both have older sisters.
You like the same foods.
We
love
like the same food.
We're both well, actually, she's a little bit pickier at eating than I am.
Yeah.
But we're both really picky. We both have animal-themed rooms.
Yes.
She has horse-themed rooms, and I have a Dalmatian-themed room. And our moms are both equally crazy. Both our dads are equally great, and our moms are great too. And they're all four of them are just peas in a pod. Our families are just ridiculously the same.
Even though we come from totally opposite ends of the country.
Yeah.
About 4 to 5 months ago, we found out, or my mom found out that I was coming to Oregon to the IDF meeting, and we found out that Olivia and her mom were going to be there. And so we called her dad immediately and told him. And about 2 months ago, we told her mom, and she told Grammy and Hannah, which is Olivia's sister. So they all knew except for Olivia, and we got on a plane, and a very long plane ride, tiring. And we got to her house. Her Grammy picked us up from the airport, and when we pulled up, Olivia walked outside, and we were like so happy. We ran to each other and hugged each other.
It was a huge surprise. It really was.
Olivia asked for Holly for her birthday. That was just July 25th. She said, really, Mom, all I really want is Holly to visit. And I was like, I can't make that happen. I can't make that happen. And then like a week later is when they told me that they were actually going to come out here, and I was like, I had to keep it a secret.
John, Olivia's dad, I have been told, does not keep secrets very well.
He does not.
And when I called him, I asked him, I said, please don't say anything. We want to surprise both of them. And
Then Mom had to tell Miss Jana because
the more I got to thinking about it from the aspect of a mom, I'm like, she does not want us to come all the way across the country to bombard her. So we Skyped one night
My house is gonna be
after Holly's infusion, and I texted her a copy of our plane ticket, And I said, did you get my text? And she said, no. I said, well, look for it. And so she looked for it, and she finally got it. When she received it, she looked at it, and it was
She freaked
so
out.
great.
Probably went ballistic.
She did. She freaked out.
And then they said John knew.
Which was probably more shocking than the
And
picture of the plane
yeah,
tickets.
I know, and I turned and I looked at him, I said, you knew? And he said, mm-hmm. And I said, and you didn't say anything? Mm-mm.
So it's been great. It's been a great experience. The friendship and the camaraderie and the support that we have been able to get from each other over the last years have just been amazing. We have truly, truly been blessed because their family, we have so much in common that it's like picking up the phone and calling the neighbor instead of them being across country. It's like they're next door, and the support has just been wonderful. We couldn't ask for more.
Uh-huh. We could be neighbors.
Yes.
We
Wow.
could just take the map and scrunch it up so that the
Yeah,
edges
I could
touch.
fold it.
We could just fold the map. Then we could live in a state of denial.
Like my mom said, I thought I was alone, and once we found out about Olivia, we talked. And even though we live like miles away from each other, you still don't need to break contact with that person, because thank goodness with social media these days, you can contact people from all over the world and keep in touch. So that's what we've done. So I would never give up on, after meeting somebody, turning them down just because you can't see them in person, because your time will come one day.
And I would say, for kids in like associated or in the foundation of IDF, you will find friends in the teens. Really, like, you wouldn't expect to click with them on the level that you do, but it's hard to explain.
It's just magic.
Yeah.
It is.
Yes.
It's an awesome experience. For moms, dads, caregivers, you are not alone. There are so many avenues through IDF that you can be brought together with people that are going through the same things that you are, the same struggles you face every day. There's advice, medical, emotionally, that is priceless through this foundation. If you feel like there's nowhere for you to go, please go to IDF.
I've always said Google's the devil, and it is. But the very
Especially
first, when you
medically.
Google, when you Google, IDF comes up first when you immune deficiency, and it's probably the smartest thing to click on, and because it's all encompassing, and they do educational days where every time that you meet with this group of people, sometimes it's different, sometimes it's the same thing. You learn something every time, and even if you learn one thing, it's so worth it. Even if it's just something little, it is priceless. That is exactly magical pricelessness. That's it.
Yep.